It's not sadness you feel, but the absence of, well, everything. It's a quiet gray stillness where feelings used to be. It's like watching your own life from behind a thick pane of glass. You can see it all happening, but you can't actually feel it. Joy seems like a distant rumor, grief is unreachable, and the person in the mirror feels like a stranger. If that sounds even remotely familiar, you're going to want to hear this. Feeling nothing isn't a choice you made. It's a defense mechanism. It's the emergency brake your brain pulled when the exhaustion of feeling everything all at once became too much. This emotional numbness isn't a sign that you're broken, cold, or that you don't care. It's actually the opposite. It's a sign that you once felt things so deeply that your mind had to intervene to stop you from shattering completely. This is the story of why your brain hit the emotional off switch and how it did it to save you. Let's get one thing straight. Emotional numbness is not a personal failure. It's one of the most powerful survival tools your brain has. Think of it like a circuit breaker in your house. When a massive power surge threatens to overload the system and burn the whole place down, the breaker trips, the lights go out. It's sudden and it's dark, but it saves the house. Emotional numbness is that circuit breaker. It's a protective shutdown that your brain triggers when your emotional world becomes too overwhelming, too painful, or just too much to handle. You've probably heard of the fight or flight response. Well, there's another, much older response. Freeze. Emotional numbness is a version of that freeze response. It's a state of hypoarousal, where your nervous system, figuring it can't fight the threat or run from it, simply powers down to conserve energy and protect your core functions. Clinically, this is sometimes called emotional or affective blunting. It's not the same as apathy. People who are numb often know, on an intellectual level, that they should be feeling something. Joy at a wedding, sadness at a funeral, but the feeling just isn't there. That gap between what you think you should feel and the nothingness you actually feel can be incredibly lonely. But understanding why it's happening is the first step out of that isolation. Your brain didn't abandon you, it built a fortress. And for a while, that fortress was the only thing keeping you safe. If the idea of numbness being a fortress makes sense to you, just drop an "I get it" in the comments. You're not just talking to a screen, you're connecting with a whole community of people who know exactly what that silence feels like. Seeing how many others are right there with you can be the first crack of light in the wall. So what kind of power surge is big enough to trip a breaker like this? It's usually not one single dramatic event. More often, it's a slow, relentless pressure that just wears down your ability to feel. While the reasons are different for everyone, they tend to fall into three main buckets. First, there's the slow burn of chronic overwhelm. This isn't about one bad day, it's the weight of months or years of nonstop pressure. It could be a demanding job, caring for a family member, a toxic relationship, or just the constant hum of anxiety from our always-on world. Your body releases the stress hormone cortisol when it thinks you're in danger. When those cortisol levels stay high for too long, they can start to wear down your brain's emotional regulation system, which can sometimes lead to numbness. Your brain, being efficient, eventually decides that the energy it takes to feel every spike of anxiety and frustration is a liability. So to save resources, it starts dimming the lights, leading to burnout and detachment. Second is the echo of unprocessed pain. This is often tied to a major trauma, a deep loss or grief that you never had the safety or support to fully process. When an emotional wound is too much to handle at once, your mind can compartmentalize it, locking it away behind a wall of numbness. This is a form of dissociation. A disconnection from your feelings is a way to survive something unbearable. The original pain is still there, but your brain has muted the volume so you can keep going. The problem is, it's nearly impossible to selectively numb emotions. When you build a wall to block out crushing grief, you often find it also blocks out joy, excitement, and love. And third is growing up or living in a hostile emotional environment. This is like attending the school of not feeling. If you grew up in a home where your feelings were ignored, punished, or treated like an inconvenience, you might have learned early on that showing emotion isn't safe. Kids need their feelings to be validated to learn how to regulate them. But if crying got you sent to your room, or excitement was met with irritation, your brain adapted. It learned to suppress emotions to maintain your connection to your caregivers. Because for a child, that connection is survival. You learn to put on a mask that says, "I'm fine," because being fine is what kept you safe. This pattern can become a lifelong strategy for dealing with any relationship that feels emotionally threatening. Here's the cruel irony. The very thing that saved you from pain eventually becomes a source of pain itself. The fortress that protected you from the storm also keeps out the sunshine. This is the price of long-term numbness, a disconnection from life itself. People describe it as feeling like a robot on autopilot, just going through the motions. You might lose interest in hobbies that used to make you happy, a state called anhedonia. You might struggle to connect with the people you love because you can't quite access the empathy you know you have. This can put a huge strain on relationships, as friends and family might mistake your detachment for not caring. This all leads to a deep, profound sense of isolation. You can be in a room full of people who adore you and still feel completely alone, separated by that invisible wall of glass. You see them laugh, but you don't feel the joy. You see them cry, but you don't feel their sadness. And maybe the hardest part is looking in the mirror and not feeling connected to the person staring back. This detachment from your own life is the long-term cost of a short-term survival strategy. The numbness that once saved you is now keeping you from the very things that make life worth living. Finding your way back from behind this glass wall can feel impossible to do on your own. Understanding the why is a huge first step, but the how often requires a guide. If you're looking for professional support to gently reconnect with your emotional world, we've partnered with BetterHelp, an online therapy platform. It's designed to connect you with licensed therapists who may specialize in areas like trauma, stress, and dissociation. It's a confidential and accessible way to start getting the support you deserve. If you're interested, you can use the link in the description to learn more. So how do you even begin to take down a fortress you built for a very good reason? The answer is one word: gently. The way back isn't about forcing yourself to feel or trying to blow up the walls. That would just tell your nervous system the danger's back. Instead, healing is about proving to your brain, slowly and consistently, that it's finally safe to feel again. The first step is to listen to your numbness, not fight it. Think of it as a messenger. Get curious. Ask it questions without expecting an immediate answer. What is this numbness protecting me from? What danger does it think is still out there? You don't need a clear answer right away. Just asking the question with gentle curiosity instead of judgment starts to change your relationship with this part of yourself. You start treating it less like an enemy and more like an overprotective bodyguard who just needs some reassurance. This leads to the most important part: restoring safety, not chasing feelings. Your nervous system didn't shut down because you're weak. It shut down because it was overwhelmed. So the goal isn't to force a big emotional release. The goal is to create tiny, consistent moments of safety that tell your bodyguard it can finally stand down. This is where grounding techniques come in. They pull you back into your body and into the present moment. Here's a simple one you can try right now. Wherever you are, press your feet into the floor. Feel how solid it is beneath you. Now, look around and silently name 5 things you can see: a blue lamp, a wooden desk, a white wall. Next, name 4 things you can physically feel: the texture of your shirt, the air on your skin, the chair beneath you. Finally, name 3 things you can hear. This simple act yanks your attention out of the chaotic world of worry and back into the physical reality of the present. It sends a powerful signal to your nervous system. Right here, in this moment, you're okay. Feeling nothing is not a character flaw. It's the scar from a battle you survived. Your brain didn't abandon you, it protected you the only way it knew how. The numbness you feel today isn't a sign of your weakness, but a testament to your past strength. It's the echo of a time when feeling everything was just not possible. Healing isn't a war you wage against yourself. It's a peace treaty. It's the slow, patient process of showing the most protective parts of yourself that the war's over. The threats might have been real, but they are in the past. You don't have to force feelings to come back. You just have to prove to your own body that it's finally safe enough to let them in. You didn't break. You built a fortress to survive a storm. Healing is just learning how to gently open the gate again, trusting that you're strong enough now to handle both the rain and the sunshine. If this was helpful in understanding your own mind a little better, subscribe for more content that can help you along your journey. The path inward is a long one, and we're here to walk it with you. Thanks for watching.